Just a quick warning. I recorded this video directly after my finals week and also right before I had to get on a plane. I sound a little brain rotted. I just wanted to clarify. Even now I sound brain rotted. The only word I can say is brain rot. When I get motivated to make a video, I have to make a video right away or it just won't happen. So despite that, I hope you do enjoy this video, and without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and start it. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be giving my tips for improving your digital art. So a few videos ago, I'm pretty sure it's been 2 years, I made a traditional art version of this video and it was really well received. Like, it's one of the best performing videos on my channel, well received. And since I love abiding to the YouTube algorithm gods, I thought, why not make a digital art version? If you don't want to listen to me yap, I do have a timeline for this video, so you can skip around and go straight to the tips if that's what you're interested in. I do want to clarify quickly, I am not a professional by any means whatsoever, but I do have around 5-ish years of experience working with digital art, so I have learned a thing or two here and there. Feel free to grab a snack, grab your sketchbook, and draw with me. So my first tip is line weight. If you don't know what line weight is, it's adding various levels of thickness to your line art. You can definitely tell in my earlier digital pieces, I didn't do that at all. In fact, my line art was so bad, it's just, you could just tell. Look at it. Yeah, it speaks for itself. When you add line weight to your drawings, it just makes it more interesting to look at. It's also a really great opportunity to emphasize certain things. So one of my personal favorite things to do is go around my whole drawing with a really thick line weight, because it makes my whole drawing kind of look cut out, and I love that look. Continuing with the theme of line art, this is more of an art style choice, but it's to color in your line art. Specifically, I like to use this tip when I'm coloring in faces. I like to make like the nose and the mouth red because I feel like it blends in more. And this doesn't have to be exclusively on faces, it's just what I use the most, and I feel like it makes my art look good. I also use it on various other things. It really just depends on what I'm drawing. Sweaters, hair, anything you can draw that you're coloring in. It just kind of makes the whole piece look cohesive, like nothing's popping out, like the black isn't too harsh on the eyes, or if you're using like a dark blue, it just kind of blends in and makes everything look nice and pretty. Okay, this is my favorite tip, and I will stand on this hill until the day I die. You should shade with blue and purple instead of black. I found this tip, I think it was a couple years ago, and it has just completely changed how I shade, and it's completely changed the vibe of all my drawings. In real life, our shadows aren't really black, it's more of like a bluey color. So it makes your drawing look more real in a sense. Not completely, because I definitely do not have a realistic art style, but it still looks good. It looks like it's meant to be purple and blue. I'll give an example of what my art used to look like when I was shading with black versus me shading with blue and purple now. Basically, make shading fun. Don't just stick to one color like black. Even just sticking with blue and purple, of course that adds a level, but have fun with shading. Don't make it boring. I love to add pops of red in there too, which you can definitely see in my drawings. That's my explanation. It looks pretty. Please do this if you're interested in like making your art look more aesthetic. It is the best tip ever I can give. This next tip is really short and simple, but can add so much to a drawing, and that is only using white for highlights. Usually when artists are drawing, especially me, I used to make teeth white and what's the white part of the eye called? I'll just say the whites of the eye, a pure white, but in reality you should make those kind of an off-white, and then when you're going back later and adding details, that's when you should use a pure white, because it makes it pop out more. It really makes highlights stand out. It just looks shiny and pretty. The next tip I'm giving you, it's definitely, there's a time and a place for this, I feel like, but I use it in almost every single one of my drawings for the aesthetic, and that is composition. I love collaging things when I'm drawing. I can't just draw a single portrait or just a character by himself. I have to have a lot going on, which you can very clearly see in basically every single thing I've ever posted on Instagram. in recent years. It doesn't even have to be the same character. It can just be things that relate to the character. I like to do sometimes bags, what's in my bag for a character, or just things that relate to them, like a notebook or a book or a hat. There's also a psychological thing behind this. Don't quote me on that. Humans love patterns. We look for patterns. It is just a thing we do. When we see things that kind of relate to each other, we're like, ooh. It also just makes your drawing look put together. So the next tip I'm gonna give is color choice. Choose your colors wisely. Honestly, this tip is pretty self-explanatory, but I feel like it can slip your mind. It slipped my mind sometimes, even now when I'm drawing. Try to keep everything on the same level, like base colors specifically, try to keep it all at the same level of saturation. And then if you want to play around with saturated versus unsaturated, I totally butchered that, but you got the point. Then it should be in your shadows. Just try to keep things, just color theory, complementary colors, color palettes, just make things look like they fit. That it's not some random, oh, that's such a pretty shade of blue, and then there's like a bright, blinding red. Unless that's what you're going for, then by all means. If you're trying to go for a more cutesy drawing, then definitely keep colors in mind. So this is my last tip, and that is to add borders / fun things in the background. I just think it's fun. There's not a lot of explanation to this. It's one of my favorite things to do when I'm drawing, is when I'm done and I get to draw stupid little things in the background. I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory, you know, just draw cute things that relate to the character. They don't even have to relate. I think I've drawn like a few Among Us in the background back in the day, just for fun. Anyways, guys, those were all my tips for this video. I hope they were somewhat helpful, or at the very least, this video was good background noise. If you have any tips, feel free to leave it down in the comments below. I love learning, so I'd love to learn more tips about digital art, and I'm sure other people who are looking to improve their digital art would appreciate it as well. If you're interested in seeing more of my content and art, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. It'll be on the screen and linked in the description below. Anyways, that's it for today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!